G'day. In this video I want to talk about keeping clean while travelling. Now the more off-grid you go, the harder it is to try and keep clean because water is so precious. Anywho, let's go. Now part of the cleanliness routine daily, every few days, once a week, once a month, or whatever is required for your own personal hygiene, great idea is to do the washing of your hair in the kitchen sink. Now I know some people can say, oh that's revolting, but not as revolting as some alternatives. So yeah, this particular caravan's got quite a deep sink, so you can easily get your head in there and squish it around. Give it a bit of a wash, a bit of a rinse, and like, you know, blah blah blah. I won't put you through it. And yeah, kitchen sink for washing your hair. Or if you try washing your hair outside, in an outside environment, you might have all sorts of winds and all sorts of weather incidents play havoc on your already clean hair. So yeah, I would be doing your washing of your hair in there. And then another little trick, and again you may say this is a bit revolting, you could, when you let the sink out and it goes down the drain, you could have already set up a nice clean bucket in the other end, and for that bucket then what you do is you pop it into, you either bring it back inside or do it outside, pop your feet in there and wash your feet. The great advantage of doing all that inside the van is when you've washed your feet and dried them, then you're walking around nice, your feet are clean and the van's clean. But if you do it outside, you've got to tippy toe and try not to get all the dirt back on the feet. Oh, while I think of it, apart from being, even I would think it's a little bit revolting, but washing your feet in here is getting your feet into the sink is a fair old hike. And once it's in there, all sorts of things could go wrong. So probably not a good idea washing your feet in the kitchen sink. Might put your back out or something else. Okay, this is the bucket that I had outside and retrieving the water from the kitchen sink. I know. So yeah, it's this particular design is not just a normal bucket because I got big feet and getting big clob hoppers in that little bucket's not that easy. Whereas this is quite luxurious. You just pop your feet in. There we go, fits in perfectly. Do the washing of, blah, 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 blah. Again, won't put you through it. Then take out, do the other, and then grab a tea towel, grab a towel and dry it off, and there you go, saving water. The only reason I'm doing this, I know it sounds a little bit bizarre, but I ran out of water the other day and I am so critical to myself of how much or how little water I use. I mean, I'm not using a teaspoon to deliver all my water, but I'm really aware. Showers are down to an absolute minimum. So I'm doing this in the sink and in the bucket and so on and so forth. So bear with me. Now, as I was saying, seriously, water in this van at the moment is absolute primo. And I'm sure a lot of you people do this anyway. You're probably going to say, don't use the coffee mug. Okay, well, I'll use a glass. But either which way, what I'm going to do is I will fill up said. I'm not going to be able to talk to you now because I've been brushing my teeth. But you get the idea. How's this? It's a toothbrush with a wooden handle. It's nice to see that some companies are still not using plastic. And I think they're biodegradable bristles. I don't know. So just bear with me. I just want to prove a point. Maybe a minute. So, now we have a glass of water and to rinse. I probably shouldn't be spitting in the kitchen sink, should I? Oh well, this is for video effect. Hollywood. Then rinse. Well, that's probably a bit too revolting for a video, but you get the idea. Huh. Yeah, right. In case you're wondering what we could use that water from, the water that I've already washed my feet in, don't worry, I'm not doing it to clean the lettuce or anything. What you can do is you can take it out and use it to wash the windscreen of your car before you head off, or you might want to polish up and make your tyres look pretty clean. Yes, I know, tyres clean. That's just what I do. Clothes maketh the man, wheels maketh the car. Full bucket. Now here it is. I'm going to try desperately not to get wet. I know I should be having a shower, but I wouldn't put you through it. But I want to show you the mechanism. So I've got my bucket of warm water, tepid, definitely not too hot. Scald yourself. The slight disadvantage of this is the controls, and you've kind of got to have the controls and that near each other, and I don't want to get that wet. It's a long story. Okay, so what I've done is the bottom part of this portable shower, you'll see that, it actually sucks the water up. So you pop that in as low as you can. A little trick, sometimes it's a good idea to put a little bit of a weight, tie a little weight on the bottom, because if it comes up like halfway up to here in the bucket, obviously you're only going to get half a shower and you want it... I go on, sorry. All right, here we go. Now this little button here, there, see that button? That turns it, allegedly, turns it on and off. And from memory it dribbles a lot, a bit like me. Here we go. All right, there we go, look at that. Now you can see that. Now that button I should be able to click, turn it off. There you go. It almost works. You see, if I got some of that white plumbing tape and fix that up, I probably wouldn't have that dribbles there, but it's pretty good. And that's coming on, I don't know whether you can tell, but that's coming out at a pretty good rate. And the technique is, yeah, have a bit of a wash, a bit of a rinse off, and then turn it off. Put that up out the road, put this out the road, do your washy, make soap, blah, blah, blah. Wash your various bits and bobs. Then when that's done, you're all soaped up, back, ready to go. Then you carefully, because I still haven't used much water. Then there's my little on off button. This, by the way, is going all the way to a cigarette lighter. In my case, at the moment, ATM, I don't have an exterior cigarette lighter, which is quite annoying. So it's got to go all the way by extensions into the Caravan. But again, I dribble like the water. So there's your power. Oh, there it is again, beautiful. So now what I'm doing is I'm actually rinsing off, getting all that soap off, blah, 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 blah. If you're really adventurous and you don't want to use conditioner, you could probably also do this and wash your hair. Again, wet all your hair, depending on obviously how much you've got. If the older generation probably haven't got too much to wash. Yeah, so put that in there, and okay, you've put the shampoo in there, give it a good old rubbity-dub-dub. And when you're all ready to go there, and this is the critical bit, only one load of shampoo on the head, I would have thought, because we're almost halfway through now. Turn it back on. There it is now. As you know, it's the tricky bit. If you've got a bit of hair, says me, you will struggle to get all that soap out. So do the best you can. It's now half full, so you can probably work out, oh, now it's faltering because, remember I said put a weight on it? The unit's not sitting down deep enough. Now got the unit back down the bottom to the ground, to touching the, or you could have a second person, probably not advisable, or a very good friend, holding that down so you get all of the water. And it's got a nice even flow now. Again, I can turn it off here, but if I do, mine dribbles a lot and I have a lot of water running down the actual pipe and wastage. I'd be better off just turning it off here. So there you go. That's an outside shower, if you can stand it. And not a lot of people have got that luxury of having a van, having a shower in the van. Some people just jump in a creek, but that's got a few issues I'm sure you can work out. All right, clean as a whistle. Here is just a refinement. So you're all nice and clean, and then you're going to be still a little bit wet and walking all the sand back into the tent or the caravan. Might not be a bad idea to grab your outside mat, like so, and just bring it around so you've got a walking area when you've had your shower, then you're walking back into the van, no sand, hopefully. And for those playing at home, this is the one that I prefer to use. Bought it myself, had it for a few years, and there's a couple other different brands, but this one has been pretty sturdy. In fact, I probably had it for 5 years and surprised it still worked. Now I've got the luxurious shower. Did I mention wet ones? Would be very remiss of me not to. These are the be-all and end-all of all sorts of sins. Great for just a quick clean, bit of a wipe down the sink, wipe down all sorts of things, and keep yourself nice and clean. I've just discovered just recently you can get biodegradable ones, or eco-friendly, so that's what I'm using at the moment. But you couldn't be travelling without the old classic wet ones. Well, there you have it, my interpretation of keeping clean while travelling. I know a lot of it was painfully obvious, but hopefully somewhat entertaining. If you enjoyed it, please give it a thumbs up. If you haven't already subscribed, and if you think it's worth sharing, please do as well. Until next time, this is Paul Wheel Drive, signing off.